Imagine if one of humanity's oldest inventions wasn't the wheel or writing, but beer. It sounds surprising, but some historians believe humans were brewing beer over 10,000 years ago, long before modern civilizations existed. Today, beer is one of the world's most popular drinks. But where did it come from? Who made the first batch? And why did ancient humans decide to drink fermented grains in the first place? To answer that question, we need to travel back to a time when humans lived as hunter-gatherers, moving from place to place in search of food and water. Life as a hunter-gatherer was difficult. People could only carry what they needed and had very little opportunity to store food for long periods of time. Everything began to change around 12,000 years ago when humans started farming and creating permanent settlements. Early farmers began growing crops such as wheat and barley. These grains became some of the most important foods in human history. Unlike fruits or meat, grains could be stored for months or even years, helping communities survive harsh seasons and food shortages. Many researchers believe beer may have been discovered completely by accident, rather than invented intentionally. Imagine grains becoming wet after rain or being left in a container with water for several days. Nature then took over. Tiny microorganisms called yeast began feeding on the sugars inside the grains and produced alcohol through fermentation. The people who discovered this strange liquid probably noticed its unusual smell, taste, and effects on the body. Some historians believe ancient humans quickly realized that fermented grain drinks could improve mood and create a feeling of relaxation. Once people understood the process, they started repeating it intentionally and experimenting with different ingredients and methods. This marked the birth of brewing, one of the oldest technologies ever developed by human beings. Archaeologists have discovered evidence of fermented drinks in ancient pottery, found in modern-day Iran dating back thousands of years. Other discoveries suggest that Mesopotamia, often called the cradle of civilization, was also an important center of early brewing. The ancient Sumerians loved beer so much that it became an important part of their culture and daily life. In fact, the Sumerians even created poems and songs celebrating beer and the people who brewed it. Beer was not only consumed during celebrations, it was also part of everyday meals for many people. Some workers in ancient societies even received beer as part of their wages alongside food and other supplies. Another reason beer became popular was because it could sometimes be safer to drink than untreated water in crowded cities. Ancient Egyptians also became skilled brewers and produced enormous amounts of beer for workers and communities. Beer played an important role in festivals, religious ceremonies, and social gatherings throughout ancient Egypt. As trade routes expanded, knowledge about brewing spread into Europe, Asia, and many other parts of the world. Different cultures began creating their own recipes using local grains, plants, and brewing techniques. During the Middle Ages, monasteries became famous for improving brewing methods and producing high-quality beer. Monks carefully recorded recipes and experimented with ingredients, helping brewing become more consistent and reliable. Centuries later, factories and industrial machines transformed beer production and made it possible to brew on a massive scale. Today, thousands of different types of beer exist, each with unique flavors, ingredients, and traditions. So when did humans start brewing beer? The answer most likely goes back more than 10,000 years to the first farmers who accidentally discovered fermentation and unknowingly changed human history forever.